Yo, what's up? Yeah, it's Sean, and today we're talking about Railway, which is one of those platforms that makes a lot more sense once you understand who it's built for. Listen, it is not a website builder per se. It is not a drag and drop tool, most of all, and it's not trying to replace cloud providers, entirely. Listen, Railway is designed to make deploying and running backend services easier, especially for developers and small teams that want to move fast. But before we get into this whole breakdown, this is really important. Listen, if you've got a business of your own and you want to be spotlighted on this channel, hit me up, DM me, contact me, and we can make that happen. So yeah, listen, at a high level, Railway lets you deploy apps, APIs, databases, and background services, listen, with very little setup. I mean, you connect your code, choose your environment, and Railway handles builds, deployments, and infrastructure in the background. Listen, the goal here is to remove as much friction as possible between writing code and having something live. Listen, one thing Railway does really well is speed. I mean, you can go from a new project to a running service extremely quickly. That is why it is really popular with startups, hackathon projects, and some early stage SAS products. Listen, when you're testing ideas, speed matters more than perfect infrastructure. Let me tell you, anybody who is in the business knows that. Listen, Railway also supports a wide range of technologies. I mean, you can deploy Node apps, Python services, Docker containers, and much more. It also makes it easy, to spin up databases alongside your app without, having to manage them separately. So listen, another strong point is how Railway handles configuration. I mean, environment variables, secrets, and service connections are all managed, in one interface. Listen, you don't need to jump, between multiple dashboards, or services to get things talking to each other. Listen, that simplicity is a big reason why people enjoy using this whole project, let me tell you. But Railway isn't trying to hide everything from you, though. I mean, you still have visibility into logs, resource usage, and deployments. So you can see what is running, restart services, and debug, issues when they come up. So it strikes, a nice balance, between that abstraction, and control, and that makes up for the fact that, this whole project and scheme is really flexible. Listen, it is also really important to be honest about Railway's role in a tech stack. Listen, Railway is great for early stage products, I mean, internal tools, and smaller services, but it is not designed to replace large scale, cloud infrastructure for, some massive enterprise systems, stuff like that. As products grow, some teams eventually move parts of their setup to more specialized platforms, which is perfectly normal. And that doesn't mean that Railway failed, it means it did its job. Listen, it helped teams get off the ground quickly, and validate ideas, without any, heavy upfront investment, for example. In many ways, Railway represents, a shift in how software is being built today as well. Listen, instead of spending weeks, on infrastructure, teams want to, focus on this product itself, for example. So platforms like Railway exist to support that mindset. Also, when it comes to pricing, listen, pricing wise, Railway offers a usage based model, which works really well when you're just starting out. I mean, you can only pay for what you use, and you can experiment with, without committing to large monthly plans right away. Listen, as usage grows, costs increase as well, which is expected. But yeah, the pricing model stays relatively transparent. As you can see, the hobby plan is sitting at $5 per month, the pro plan is sitting at $20 per month, and the custom is custom, it speaks up for itself pretty much. Listen, I also want to go through the question, who Railway is actually for. Listen, I'd say that it is ideal for developers, startups, in small teams, building, some backend services, APIs, or full stack apps, who want to move quickly without, managing servers, it is especially, useful for MVPs, side projects, and some, let's say, you know, early SaaS products, for example. But who is it not for? Listen, if you need extremely fine grained control, over the infrastructure of your project, or if you're running, very large, highly regulated systems, I'd say that Railway might not be the best fit. I mean, it is opinionated, and optimized for, like I said, speed, but not for complexity. And overall, Railway is really practical. It is a really modern platform, that does exactly what it claims to do. So that is what I, like I said, really enjoy about this project. Listen, it makes deploying backend services much simpler, faster, and more approachable to anybody. Like I said, it doesn't try to be everything, and I feel like that focus is what makes it valuable, at the end of the day. So yeah, that is Railway. And like I said at the beginning, listen, if you've got a business of your own and you want to be featured on this channel, like I said, contact me and we will work something out. Listen, also leave a like under this video. I mean, it really helps me out a lot, to keep coming back with those projects to you guys. And yeah, see you in the next one, and peace.